Scrum is stressing you out. You've got to get lean. Welcome to Startup Hack. Today we're diving into something that's been stressing developers out for far too long, Scrum. That's right. If you've been banging your head on the desk during planning meetings or you're exhausted from sprinting nonstop, it's time to rethink your approach. What if I told you there's a better way? Lean in, pun intended, because we're about to break down why Scrum might be stressing you out and why you should switch gears and get lean. Welcome to Startup Hack. I'm Spencer Thomason, and here at Startup Hack, we love to train software developers in our licensed coding boot camps, as well as build custom software solutions. I do a lot of work as a fractional CTO. With over a decade of executive leadership and a solid 25 years in software development, I've mastered the art of transforming technology, teams, and products. All right, let's start with the obvious. Scrum is stressful. It kicks off with those planning meetings that are supposed to be about collaboration and alignment. But if you've been in the trenches, you know what it really feels like: chaos. Everyone's tossing around ideas, and by the end of it, no one actually has a clue of what's actually getting done. And then the infamous definition of done creeps in, like a ghost that haunts your backlog. What does done even mean? Half the time you're debating that instead of actually building actual features. The sprint. Sounds like energetic, right? Like a quick dash to the finish line. But what if I told you you're not actually running a 100-meter sprint? You're in a marathon that never ends. And guess what happens when you're always sprinting? You get exhausted. You burn out your developers, your managers, and the entire process becomes like this pressure cooker that doesn't let up. No one can perform at their best when they're always sprinting. So let's talk about those Scrum planning meetings. Here's a hot take: they're a massive waste of time. You sit there trying to estimate how long tasks will take, and guess what? You're probably wrong. Humans are terrible at estimating software development time, yet Scrum insists that you act like we can see into the future. Hours spent on planning that could be better spent, I don't know, actually building something? Yeah, no thanks. Now, one of the biggest problems with Scrum is the definition of done problem. You might think this is just semantics, but trust me, this is where Scrum really falls apart. One team thinks done means the code is written. Another thinks it means it's deployed. And the product manager, they think done means the feature is live and users are happy. Good luck reconciling those definitions without pulling your hair out. It's a recipe for confusion and delays. And if your company has systems that aren't connected, let us help you out. Here at Startup Hack, our specialty is connecting systems to help your company work like a well-oiled machine. So check out startuphack.com/Spencer and we can help you out. Now let's talk about lean. While Scrum has you tangled up in meetings and stress, lean is like the cool, calm, and collected older sibling. Lean focuses on eliminating waste and delivering continuous value. It's not about breaking people's spirits with arbitrary deadlines. It's about working smarter, not harder. And in my 25 years of development experience, lean practices win every time. You're making decisions that matter, cutting down on bloat, and focusing on the things that actually push the needle forward. All right, Scrum insists on these retrospective meetings after every sprint, where you're supposed to reflect on what went well and what didn't. In theory, it sounds great, but in practice, it turns into a blame game, or even worse, an endless cycle of we should do better next time without actually doing anything better next time. It's a loop that keeps you stuck in the past instead of looking ahead. Lean, on the other hand, encourages incremental improvements without wasting your time on repetitive, often meaningless, pointless retroflection. Lean, on the other hand, encourages incremental improvements without wasting your time on repetitive, pointless ceremonies. Now, Scrum talks a big game about collaboration, but here's a dirty little secret. The roles it defines, product owner, scrum master, development team, can actually create silos. Instead of fostering collaboration, you get these isolated roles where no one truly understands the other. The product owner has one agenda, the scrum master another, and the dev team just wants to get code out the door. It's like a bad game of telephone and everyone ends up frustrated. Oh, the velocity trap, the magical numbers that managers love to track. But here's the thing, focusing on velocity is like focusing on how fast your car is going without paying attention to where it's heading. Just because you're moving quickly doesn't mean you're delivering value. In fact, the obsession with velocity often means teams are shipping half-baked features just to hit a number. Quality suffers, morale drops, and at the end of the day, you're stuck with a product that doesn't even deliver. And speaking of delivering value, if your systems are a tangled mess, we can help you streamline them. Head over to startuphack.com/Spencer and let's get your tech stack in order. Now, Scrum loves its meetings, doesn't it? Daily stand-up, sprint planning, retrospectives, the list goes on. But here's the kicker. These meetings aren't always agile. They slow down progress and create overhead. True agile means being flexible and adapting on the fly, not getting bogged down in a rigid structure that stifles innovations. Meetings should help, not hinder, and that's where lean shines on keeping things simple and productive. Now, if you've ever worked on a Scrum team for any length of time, you know this: burnout is real. The constant pressure to meet sprint goals, the endless cycle of planning and reviewing, it takes a toll. Developers aren't machines, and treating them like they can sprint endlessly is a recipe for disaster. Lean, however, emphasizes sustainability. It's not about how fast you can go in one sprint, it's about how far you can go over the long haul. So what's the bottom line? You've got to get lean. Lean is about delivering continuous value without unnecessary stress that comes with Scrum. It emphasizes efficiency, cutting out the bloat, and making sure every action has a purpose. And after 25 years of working in software development, I can confidently say that Lean is the way forward. Your team will be happier, your product will be better, and your business, well, it'll be running like a well-oiled machine. So remember, if you need help connecting your systems and cutting down on the clutter, visit startuphack.com/Spencer because we can help you with that. Now, what are your thoughts? Do you agree? Do you disagree? I love having a great discussion, and the best compliment you can give me is by leaving a comment down below and liking and subscribing. Here at Startup Hack, we love to train software developers in our licensed coding bootcamp and to build the custom software solutions for companies. So reach out because we'd love to help. Check out startuphack.com/Spencer today.